Okay, guys, now this needs to be talked about. Can you naturally be a vegan living off the fat of the land? Answer, no, not possible. Even if you say the monks did. Let me explain. You need supplements. And the only reason why some vegans say, well, I don't take supplements, that I'm eating foods that have everything in it. Yeah, it's modified. Modified. They inject the vitamins into it. It means vegans are privileged to be vegan because you can't naturally be a vegan. And they might say, well, I get my protein from nuts. Did you know that all nuts contain toxins and poisons? Yeah, and you shouldn't really eat them, none of them raw. That's why a lot of nuts and seeds are cooked. But yeah, with nuts, even if you cook them, they still have toxins in them. For instance, almonds. Okay, let's talk about almonds. I love almonds. But did you know that they have cyanide in them? Yeah. So bitter toxins have 50 times more the amount cyanide than sweet almonds. And a lady ate only 15 bitter almonds and she was rushed to the hospital. Sweet almonds have a low amount, but too many still add up. Even if you cook this stuff, guys, you got to be careful. You can't, oh, I'm just going to bake it clean. No, without modifying this stuff, you're going to have to eat a small amount of that specific nut. So, yeah, you could have mixed nuts. That's fine. Perfectly fine because you're eating a less amount of each nut. But still, the amount of preparation that you have to do to prepare a lot of these nuts are crazy. Like cashews, you cannot keep them in the shells. You can't. That's deadly. Cashews naturally are deadly. They're similar to poison ivy. So basically, you can't eat them like that. You have to take off the shell and you have to prep them and cook them at a high heat. And sometimes twice just to eat cashews. I'm telling you guys, nuts aren't as safe as you might think they are. And for the fact that they're not really digestible. Yes, they go out with the rest of your waste, but they come out with your waste. That's why there's nuts in your poop and even corn. Even if you eat corn, the kernels, you get that in your poop too. So I'm just saying, nuts, they're not they're not really safe. You can eat them at a daily value. Like I say, get trail mix or something if you're going to eat them like that. But if you're trying to live on the fat of the land, just picking them from the tree, you die. You have to prep them and cook them because they all contain poisons and toxins in them. So you got to be extra careful, guys. And that's another reason. So if you say you get your protein from nuts and you can just live off the fat of the land, you ain't doing that. If you have specific nuts and all they need to do is be cooked, yeah, you might be able to get away with it. But then again, too much of one nut is bad. That's why I suggest only a small amount if you have specific nuts, or make a trail mix out of them so you have assorted nuts to do so. And that's a lot of work for any vegan to do, to try to live off the fat of the land. You would need all those different trees. And would those nuts grow there? Because cashews, we don't get them from the US. So yeah, not every nut comes out here. Some of them we have to get from other countries. And that's how we get mixed nuts. But vegans might say, well, you know that nuts aren't our only source of protein, right? And I will say it's your best source of protein. They might say, well, we get protein from plants too. See, that's the difference. That's not regular protein. It's called plant protein. And plant protein is incomplete protein. You can't live off that. That's why they're going around eating nuts. But then you're now lacking iron. Let's talk about iron. Most of what your body absorbs, 90% comes from heme iron, okay? And your other 10% is non-heme iron, which doesn't absorb well into the body, especially if you're not eating meat. Then it's almost useless. Well, it does have a little use, but it's not as good on its own. which is why vegans take supplements. There are some vegans told me I've never had to take iron pills. You're lying. You're lying. If you say that, you're definitely lying. There's not enough iron. You would literally OD on plant iron trying to get the amount you needed. Well, you would OD on the vitamins of the plants you were eating in order to get the amount of daily intake of iron that you actually need. But there are vegans that try to tell me, well, I don't take iron supplements. I get it naturally. I'm like, you eat modified foods. It's not natural. Modified foods, they inject it in there. There you go. But yeah, they inject vitamins and stuff. That's how they get their foods. That's how they get their sources that they need. They get this modified foods and vegan foods. They can get, oh, look, this nice TV dinner, it's vegan. It's modified TV dinner. But yeah, iron. You're not going to get the iron that you actually need. So they're taking supplements. So they say a lot of vegans actually become anemic. So even if you take a pill, if you're not getting iron from what you're already eating, you're not eating right, then it's not good iron. Even iron supplements, even if you take iron supplements, it's still not going to absorb well if you're not intaking proper iron. But yeah, that's just what I kind of wanted to say. So I hate to say it, but yeah, living on the fat of the land, no. You're still going to need supplements. So I hope that sums things up.